Greetings all, it is I, Sam Farron, and welcome back to Let's Translate Trails of the World. I am a bit peeved off, but I'll get into that later. For now, we are going to go around and talk to everyone in Agnes' house. If we're making sandwiches, then these ingredients should be good. But I'm surprised at how many ingredients are stocked up here in the fridge, even though like you're hardly ever around here. Yeah, well, it's all stuff that lasts a long time. I come back here about 2 or 3 times a month to clean, and sometimes I prepare food for the SPs. And sometimes I leave stuff in the fridge, and I guess Dad eats it, because when I come back it's gone sometimes. I see. Even though he's all hardened, he really has a soft spot for his daughter. I wonder. But he does seem to really like my sandwiches and stew. I think I'm pretty good at recreating the flavor that my mother was, or that my mom was good at making. Lady Agnes. Yeah, you sometimes make stuff for us in the office, but always really good stuff. They say that a kitchen reflects the family who lives there, but tell it's been used a lot, but with a lot of respect. So I can tell what kind of a person your mom was. Yes, the sink area as well as the utensils are all very well maintained. It's been 5 years since my mum died, but I think I'm doing a good job in her place. Aww. I started doing it because I wanted to remember my mum, but I wasn't very good at it at first. I even fed my dad overcooked stew a few times. Yeah, well, since he's a father, he'd probably be happy with whatever you gave him. Yes, I think you're right. I think it's probably the same for me as well. Well, anyway, Van, please wait just a while longer. We'll whip up some sandwiches real quick. Nothing will go wrong. Yeah, since there's more people than usual, allow me to help you with measuring and measuring the ingredients. Yeah, I'll be expecting great things. But the reason I'm peeved is because I was recording this, and I think I mentioned this before, but my parents are having shit done on their house, and just the fucking power went out, and nobody warned me or anything. So fucking inconsiderate, I hate it. Like, at least give some fucking warning if you're gonna get rid of power for the entire house. Like, what if I was actually working, like doing a paid job, and I hadn't saved in a while? It would just all been gone, and in fact it was. The file was corrupted, so I couldn't use it. And it was so annoying because it was during, there's a part where it's kind of emotional, or like a little bit emotional, and that's where I got to. And it happened during then, but it really is amazing, this garden. I guess Agnes' mom used to take care of it. Yes, Lady Sophie Gramhart, that famed Professor Epstein's can't think of the word, granddaughter. It's been very well maintained, but I imagine the person who originally made it was someone else. The way the flower bed's been made and the herbs that adorn it, they give off a like a Middle Ages vibe. It reminds me of a certain person that I was indebted to. Oh really? Well, since he used past tense, I'm guessing that person's already... They said about 70 years ago it was built. That would have been right during the Third Republican system, whatever. And I think this district was made around, or constructed around the same time as then. Indeed, I imagine the person who lived in this house must have been quite influential. Even though it's a big house, it's not gaudy. I can really tell that the person here was quite refined, the person who lived here. I imagine there's some story as to how it came into Sir Gramhart's hands. Yeah, you might be right. I'm just imagining this, but it kind of feels nostalgic. And I think this feeling happened before as well. Yeah, I remember, I can't remember exactly, but wasn't there a thing with the Sheena Dirk statue in the Memorial Park? Didn't Van and like Agnes, and I think Ferry was there too, they said it felt strangely nostalgic, and I don't think they ever went into that. But that just kind of reminded me of that. Maybe it's the same thing, I don't know. Whoa. Oh, you want to go? How about this? You like when I pet you here? Try and resist my technique. You really do like dogs. I've noticed that for a while now. Yeah, well, my place was really small and we had to rent it, so I gave up on owning a dog myself. But my mum loved him too. To make up for it though, I used to, on alternate days, I'd go to the 1st and 7th district and pet all the dogs there. Well, you lucky bastard, eh? Hey, don't try and steal him from me. This guy's like 7 years old, so I guess that means he's middle-aged, just like you. Who you calling middle-aged? This dog really is friendly. He seems really fond of the president, as well as Agnes, of course. I think my dog's about that age too, but he still feels like a puppy. I think he's like 6, actually. Oh! You can pretty much just treat this guy like a dog, like any other dog. By the way, the reason he's sunbathing is because he converts energy from the sun into, like, energy. Oh, really? My apologies. Yes, I had heard about this from the presidential aide. Your name is Dearest, right? Nice to meet you. I've heard about you and your friends from presidential aide Kincaid. I'm going to be taking back Alphonse to the official residence after this. But until then, please feel free to relax. What do you want? Ah, cheers. Then we have young Judith in here, playing some music. Days gone by. Really nice piece. Affirmative. The rhythm and the pattern of the notes makes me feel very relaxed. I see you're making yourself at home with this record player. Well, the president himself said not to hold back, so I thought, why not? My god, he's got a good taste. Plenty of classic stuffs and also chansons too. Even has some of my some albums that my grandma made too. Ooh, the famous chanson singer Dominic Randstar. Oh, Amber Turtle. This is one of my favorite jazz numbers too. That old man, he likes saunas as well. I feel like we actually have a lot in common. Didn't he invite you to have like a one-to-one with him after the stuff that happened in spring? From his perspective, you're like an evil hoodlum trying to steal away his precious daughter. Hey, stop that. He's the one that pushed her onto me. I'll play this next. Autumn Knows. I know we've known him for a while, but Theo really is incredible, huh? I completely agree. I think he even has good taste in music. Alright, what's next? Oh, I don't think I... Oh, wait, never mind. Toilet. You really need 2 doors? Oh, there's a separate one for the sink. That is weird. Is this common? Let me know if any of your guys' houses have this set up for a toilet, because I've never seen this before. Next up... Yeah, I guess let's go to Agnes' room. I was worried this was going to take a while, but it really doesn't seem like it will. Oh wait, no, we'll save that for later. Yeah, these are quite short, and it's not difficult to translate either. Like, the problem I had with the prologue was that there were so many like obscure words and stuff. It just dragged on so much. But I kind of I see why they did it now, because there was like all that stuff that happened after. So they wanted to give you a chance to rest rather than just laying everything on you at once. So I kind of appreciate it more now, even though I was quite negative at the time. This is Agnes' room, huh? Yeah, it's lovely. It feels warm and very easy to relax in. I feel the breath of flowers too. It really does seem like a place Agnes spent a lot of time. I think I get what you're saying. Yeah, this does seem like a place she's spent most of her time. Massive, though. What do you think you're doing in an older lady's room, like reading her stuff, eh? Wait, I'm 16 now too, so I'm actually the same age as Agnes. You're right about that, but in 3 days' time, she'll be 17, so yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I want to celebrate her birthday, but it kind of sucks being left behind again. But I was kind of nervous going into her room, but then I saw this, and it all went away. It's Claude Epstein's diary. I see. I think Agnes keeps the final one with her at all times, but... Oh yeah, well he was Agnes' great-grandfather and also an amazing scientist. He also made the Oct Genesis. Yeah, there's plenty of records of how they used the Genesis in the experiments when they were inventing like orbital technology. There's a lot of stuff I can learn from this, but also there's a lot of stuff written about his kind of mindset as a scientist and a technologist. Or technician. All of his words feel so deep. I can see why Agnes got sucked into these. I see. Well, I've read a bit of the final one myself. Yeah, there's even stuff about his like family and assistants. Oh, and this is this touches on like international affairs. There's even a bit on Calvert. Wow, this is incredible. He used to live in outside the country in a time where there was no orbital communications, and he managed to infer this much. Yeah, he really was incredible. Grandma used to talk about him fondly too. Honestly, they could probably publish this and it would become a bestseller, don't you think? Wait, this is... what's wrong? You find something cool? Well, I feel like I've heard this name before somewhere. It's a man named Hershel. Hershel. That's... Can you show me? After that, they were like sharing cool parts of the book together, and then Quattro went back to reading his one, and Fairy found some picture books and started reading those. I wonder if Hershel's going to be important. I hope so, because I love that name. I used to think it was a really funny name, but then I played Professor Layton, and I really like Professor Layton. I was actually thinking... Oh, whatever, I'll talk about that later, maybe. This is the president's own study. I mean, he said not to worry about coming in here, but... I don't know, man. That's... I guess I can take a little look around for future reference. Nosy Van. These are the trails of memories for the Gramhart house and the Claudel house. He doesn't seem as annoying as old man Victor about it, but honestly, I can kind of sympathize with wanting a family. This is when the president was a school kid, huh? He was a handsome guy even back then. And the one on the left would be Professor Epstein's adopted daughter, Lilia Claudel. And the one right in the middle would be Sophia Claudel. I know he was in the military before becoming a politician, but I guess the Claudel household was like family to him. Although I think Lilia was already dead by the time Agnes was born. And I guess Agnes is 12 in this one? Seems like the president's hardly changed at all. They all look so happy. I guess it would have been after this that Sophie would have died. Ah, Van, this is where you are. Ah, sorry, I decided to take a look around. Feel free. Oh yeah, if there's any books you like the look of, feel free to borrow them. There's plenty of books on cars and saunas and stuff that you'd like. I feel bad doing that. Although, it does seem like a pretty cool lineup he's got. Yeah, my dad used to shut himself in here and read all the time, but these last few years he's been so busy, he's never really back, so it feels like almost a waste. Ah, My dad looks so young in those, doesn't he? Yeah, I don't like that he was always such a handsome guy though. But it's cool getting to see what your grandma and your mum looked like again. Come to think of it, I guess I've never really told you that much about them. I only know my grandma from these pictures, but she looks so happy in both of them. Everyone looks happy in your one too. But my god, the Claudel genes really are something. I mean, your hairstyle is different and you have like different auras, but if we're just looking at your faces, you're like all three of you look exactly the same. Really? Well, I think our personalities were probably quite different. Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of cooking. I came to ask if you wanted me to put a diable sauce in your sandwich. After that, Van answered Agnes and like left the study. By the way, Van said he yes to the diable sauce. Maybe I should have looked up that word. Well, I think I've seen just about everything. And I reckon lunch is nearly ready. Let's, I guess I can go help out with the coffee at least. Oh, so you have to select it from the menu, and then, yeah. That was a very nice section. I enjoyed that. Oh, yeah, it's just saying the story will progress. Alright then, I guess I'll help him make coffee. Oh yeah. Hmm. 1192, 12th of July. It was in her, like, resume too, but that's 3 days from now. I think the other guys are getting her stuff, so I should probably think of something to get her too. Van went to the kitchen and helped make some coffee. He was also asked about his preference for sweets after the pudding. And then they ate sandwiches that Agnes and Rosette made with everyone. I would take my gloves off for eating sandwiches at least. Maybe. Maybe that's just me. Oh yeah, I read some of your great-grandpa's diaries, but he really was amazing, huh, Agnes? He didn't really write that much about his research, but he definitely had quite some insight on a lot of different things. I can definitely see why he was Grandma's, Professor Hamilton's master. Thank you. And I mean, I heard stories, but I guess he really was, he really loved his family too, didn't he? I can feel plenty of love in here for Lilia, Agnes's grandma in here. And as well as words aimed towards Sophie and Agnes, the next generation. As well as his love for his 3 disciples. And not just Professor Hamilton, also the other 2, slightly more eccentric disciples as well. Oh wait, that Russell guy from the Burl, he was one of the 3 disciples? He even hints in these books that that guy might invent the airship sooner or later. Yeah, and it's written about how Professor Schmidt from the Empire might invent trains and like railroads too. It's like he was able to see into the future. Well, we can't say anything for sure, but he definitely had he was very perceptive, that much is certain. He even wrote about artificial intelligence and the technological singularity, which are things that are relevant today. Yes. I can see why my grandma and my mom decided to hide these diaries from the public. It's as if he was reading too far into the future, and it might even halt like humanity's growth if they knew. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons they hid it even from the Epstein Corporation or Foundation. And it probably has something to do with the final passage where he tells you to gather all the Genesis. Please retrieve all the Genesis by the year 120X. If you do not, everything will end. One thing I don't get is, when they were inventing orbital technology, they used those Genesis as like observation devices. But if they had them then, what happened? Were they stolen, like, soon after that? I mean, I haven't read them all, but I don't think there was anything like that written about in his diary. Could it perhaps be that he foresaw them going missing after his death? Yeah, I think that's quite likely. Especially when you think about what he said during the thing that happened in April. Ah. I see, yeah. I was not there for that, but those are definitely some meaningful sounding words. Especially with the 8th Genesis supposedly monitoring the sins of man. There's no doubt that there's some significance to all 8 of them being together. But the problem is, even before gathering them, was there some kind of significance to them being scattered all across the Republic? It starts to make sense if you consider that they have to observe something. Yeah, this is starting to get more complicated. Was them being stolen and used for evil by Almata also part of the observation process? That couldn't be. I don't like it, but that could be true. And also what happened 40 years ago in the Shining City with Tycoon. There's a consistent theme of it, observing the darker side of humanity and then granting them special powers to kind of enable that. Yeah, and the most notable would be the pandemonium that was caused by the 7th Genesis. It might have been observing the dark core that I have back then. The only thing we can say for sure is that my grandfather definitely had some kind of designs with those Genesis. By exposing and observing the darker side of humanity, he's trying to do something in the end with it. And if that's true, then he might have had a darker side to him that no one knew about. Agnes. I feel like you could say the same thing, more or less, just about any researcher there. Yeah, leaving aside what kind of person your great-grandfather really was, the truth is that you've been guided by his diaries. And you're prepared to follow through with this thing, whether it's good or bad, right? In that case, I, as well as everyone else here, will stay with you till the end. Bad. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, you don't have to tell me. Even if it turns out your great-grandfather was a piece of shit, it won't turn me off, so don't worry about it. Just as long as he's not addicted to sweets and saunas, like a certain chief I know. Hey, I'm not that bad. Listen up, when you're enjoying sweets, you have to... There's a certain way to do it. Same with sauna, you can't mix them. But in Lemuferia, where it comes from, don't they roast marshmallows and sausages in the saunas? I swear I've seen some stone utensils where they use those for. Hey, that's a taboo topic. I've been resisting the urge to do that all this time. Yeah, he's definitely addicted. Though at the very least right now, it doesn't seem to be an unhealthy addiction. So we'll need to stop him before it gets unhealthy. Oh yeah. When I was looking at the diary earlier, I saw someone called Hershel come up. Oh yeah, I remember that. Speaking of Hershel, actually. Yeah, it could just be a coincidence, but that's Toa's last name, isn't it? Bro, how did I completely forget about that until now? I knew it was... whatever. I knew it had some kind of meaning in this universe, but I just couldn't remember. Actually, there's a famous astronomist from the Empire called Alfred Herschel. I've read several of his books. Do you think it could be referring to him? There's no doubt about it. He was even the headmaster of the Imperial Academy at one point, which is one of the most prestigious learning halls in the world. He died about 10 years ago, but ever since he was young, I hear that he was often going around to different countries and exchanging like academical technology stuff. I even met him on a few occasions, and I think there's no doubt that he is Miss Hershel's grandfather. Oh, really? I didn't realize he was a friend of yours, Master. But in that case, I kind of want to talk to his granddaughter about all this now. I doubt she'll know much about the Genesis, but I'm sure she knows something cool. I know she's teaching at Aramis as well as doing her like NGO job. But I think she's still in the country, right? Yeah, she's in the same boat as Ren and Julian. Once this first term ends, they're going to go back to their countries. If you want, I can get in touch with her. My apologies, milady, but some of your school friends have just arrived. Yo, Agnes, so you're back home, huh? I saw a black drone dog in the garden, so I thought maybe, but... Odette? Albert? Well, look what the cat dragged in. Mr. Student Council President, yeah. Albert. Doesn't have a last name there. And the Deputy President, Odette. Ah, sorry, I know you're busy, but we wanted to just drop by. Albert was sulking, because, couldn't get to be with you, Agnes, even though the tests are over. I wasn't, sulking, but I'll admit I was a little bit lonely. Seems that old man Roy, I mean, the the president is quite busy after all. Sorry for making you worry. But even with the tests over, you're still in school uniforms. Are you heading to Aramis after this? Yeah, well, there's been some trouble in the student council. Don't worry about it. It's just stuff with getting a new, like, vendor. I think Ren's at the school right now, so we'll have plenty of help with it. But if you rely on Ren for everything, you won't be able to grow as a student council president. Why don't you go with them? You helped out in the morning with 4 SPGs, and you even made lunch for us. I think you've done plenty today. Your job's important, but don't forget you're also a student, so keep that in mind. Yeah, make sure the student council doesn't fall apart now that, or like after Ren goes. Don't worry, I'll take over for you since I couldn't work this morning. It'll be lonely without you, but this is a two-front war. Van, guys. I mean, it would be great having you around, Agnes, but sorry to get in the way of your, like your work, even though it's your first time back here in a while. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm still the new accountant for the student council president. Van and everyone, good luck in the afternoon stuff. I think I'll be able to meet up with you guys by evening. Yeah, leave it to us. In that case, let us go to the Chardin district together. We'll contact you via Zypher once our work has reached a good stopping point. Mamonaku hashai itashimasu. Just saying the train's gonna leave soon. If this was Japan, there'd be another one following in English as well, just for all those filthy gaijin out there that don't understand the language. It was really surprising, actually. There's just like so much stuff in Japan, or at least in Tokyo, that is just in English. What the fuck? Yo, we're like... Is that the end of... No, it's not the end of chapter 1, there's no way, right? But we're gonna have an MVP, aren't we? Probably gonna be Van, right? Hey, E+. S. I spent 7,000 mirror, but I also got time. Oh, Aaron. Maybe it can't be Van. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for this one. I mean, I was thinking this episode is dragging on a little bit, but... Yeah, whatever. I guess, thank you guys for watching, and next time, I guess, we're gonna talk to Zane and Elaine, so I'll see you guys then.